What's the best way to ruin a perfectly good bout of depression? For me, it's getting things accomplished. My depression tends to come on badly when I feel overwhelmed with life. I'll make a checklist of things I need to get done, sometimes even breaking one task into 3 to 5 smaller, bite-sized bits. The sense of accomplishment I feel by physically marking them done makes me feel better. I also use a daily checklist for my bare minimums. It includes, take a shower, pack lunch for work tomorrow, so I don't feel guilty about wasting money at the food court or starving myself, drink water, on there 6 times equals 3 bottles of water. I find checking it off after each half bottle gives me a better sense of accomplishment. Take vitamins and like 3 other things. I use an app for it, so I always have it handy and it keeps me motivated during the day. Edit. Okay, my phone has been blowing up all night face with tears of joy. The main app I use is Loop, Habit Tracker. It's free on Android but not available on iOS, although I'm sure you can find something similar. I also use Google Calendar for everything to stay organized, and I keep a monthly view, daily view, and task list on my phone at all times. Edit to add. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger, and the other kind Redditor that also included a note. I'm hoping my experience can help some other people out today. We all go through tough times and sometimes someone else's experience can help. I totally feel this. At the end of the day, my depression tells me that I have achieved nothing at all ever. So I have a notebook. And I just catalog small things I do. Stretching, taking medicine, any progress towards any goal I have whatsoever, e.g. watched a couple episodes of a TV show I'm trying to finish, showering, cleaning. Even when it's small things like that, just looking back and seeing that I did something is often enough to ward off at least the darkest thoughts. Lock down your sleep schedule. I can't stress enough how much this helped me. Go to sleep and wake up at the same time every day. I've come to the slow realization that my career doesn't bode well with my mental health. Being a chef the last 10 years has ruined me physically and mentally. A steady schedule that includes a regular sleep pattern is a dream of mine, pun not intended. But I'm glad that I recognize this and am working towards leaving the industry for my own health. Please do not be a chef, young people, it ages you at an incredible rate. Working 16 hours straight then 4 or 5 hours sleep to get up and do it again is a surefire way to think about suicide a lot. Clean your room/house. It's likely one of the only things in the world you have complete control over. Make it look like something out of R/oddly satisfying. My depression comes with seriously low energy. Even the idea of cleaning is immense. My favorite thing to clean when I don't feel like cleaning at all is one drawer in the house. Sometimes it leads me to clean more, but even if not, I feel good about doing something, and whenever I go in that drawer it's so much more organized and stress-free to find stuff. Even in such a small area it really makes a difference. Pull out and clean a bathroom drawer/box next time you poop. You're already sitting in there anyway, might as well. Maybe not a total depression crusher, but when I wake up in a bad place, I turn on the lights, force myself out of bed, and turn on music or a podcast. Always seems to keep me out of the deep end. Edit. I don't want this to come off as patronizing or oversimplifying. Obviously lights and a song aren't a cure, and getting out of bed sometimes isn't even possible. For me, depression comes in waves. There are days when even rolling over feels impossible. But when you're capable of doing little things for yourself, it can sometimes make the difference between a bearable day and an unbearable one. Productivity is key for this. When I sit around not doing anything, I feel really down. But when I'm productive, getting work done, exercising, I go to sleep feeling content, that I'm living my best life. Even if I don't get to living my best life, staying out of bed and moving around makes a difference. Honestly, doing something nice for someone. Tell your parents you love them, if you do, lol. Apologize to someone you may have hurt, etc. Edit. Holy moly, I've never had this many upvotes before. Another good thing that's helped me is forcing yourself to go to bed early and get up early. That always has made me feel better, for some reason. Done. I apologized for adamantly believing that thumbs were fingers. Thumbs have 3 bones, and the others have 4. Edit. The point that I originally argued was that we are all taught that we have 10 fingers. I have been informed that the 4th finger bones are actually considered palm bones, making all phalanges have 3 bones. I am very confused now. Just go do something. Go do everything. My depression is linked to me overthinking, so the best thing I can do is climb a fucking mountain and quit jerking myself off at my computer monitor. I decided to do exactly this last year. Wound up falling down the mountain and unable to climb back the way I fell. I took a path that eventually might lead to civilization. It didn't. It led to a waterfall. I was lost for 6 hours before I found a solid path home. In the dark. Without water. Had a lot of good introspection thinking I might fall further and die. 10/10 would almost die again. Edit. This happened in winter. The waterfall didn't have water in it at the time. All the water in the area was stagnant or trickling. What do you call a waterfall with no water in it? Slippery cliff? Idk. Well, about an hour and a half in I started talking to myself to just sort of keep my cool. There were points where I knew that if I didn't make it past certain rocks that I was climbing over that I might slip and fall, and I said, if I slip and fall and end up dying here, someone else is probably going to get hurt trying to find my body. Looking back, it's amazing to me how much I want to protect people even if it means not dying in an inconvenient way. I'd like to think that this is altruistic. But I think it also has a lot to do with my weird obligation to please others. There was another point where I said, I can't die here, I still have too many stories to tell. I realized just after I said it that I needed to push my film career further because I obviously have a lot more I want to make that hasn't happened. I switched to being a freelance filmmaker full-time a few months later. I came up with a mantra that I began repeating to myself the whole time I was trying to get home: what have we done? Worse. How many times? Too goddamn many. It started with me legitimately asking myself, what have I done? And I laughed because I've gotten myself into pretty hairy situations before. But never once with this sort of lack of preparedness. I have a list written down somewhere of all the thoughts that I could remember from that night. I wanted to turn it into a YouTube series of short vlogs explaining all the stuff that I came to realize that night. I should revisit that list and see how much actually wound up being applied to my life.